discussed before we went live, since Man Like has been promoted, there hasn't really been a big fight coming from, a big fight coming from McLaren. So if the Aston Martin team can have a good result tonight, then it'll just extend it even more.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see now. I think I've accidentally had the stream muted, but it's unmuted now. So someone in chat can say if you can hear both me and Quinn. Just say. Right. So yeah, we've got the first few cars on the track now. Trying to see who's at the front. I think it's an Alpine. I think it's the reserve of Nico. Yeah, in the reserving for Alpine, and he's quite far ahead of the rest of the train. Behind him, going on these first few laps. I think, yeah, Sally and Dennis behind him, with only a few cars still in the pits, as everyone wants to get out early onto the track and set some laps.
Yeah, he's not wasting any time, is Nico, and we've still got two cars yet to come on the track, so 14 out of the 16 on track. Here we go through a lap with Nico going through turn 1 and 2. Very quick changes in direction. Turn 3 here. May have turn 4 leading into turn 5, which is relatively blind. And he's already invalidated there just a little bit too much on the curve on turn 4. So we're going to hop over to Sally and Dennis, who's just going through that same complex now. No, very, very technical part. You have to be pinpoint accurate. Keeps it absolutely pinned. Maybe a little lift there, but very, very clean there from Sally and Dennis. Not going up into 8th, keeping it in 7th. Going up into this banked corner here. And coming up to this is very tricky to get this very clean, but Sally and Dennis does make a good job of it. Using the overtake now, back into hot lap. DRS is activated here. One of 3 DRS zones. You have it's quite a tricky couple of corners there. You have to get the turning absolutely right. And now into the third or second, whatever way you look at it, is one of the final DRS zones. Coming down to the line, it will be Dennis taking the shortest line possible. It's a 1:27.7.
Yeah, okay, first lap there for the McLaren. Everyone is on the track other than Nico, who made that mistake, and PLX as well, as Fox Blue goes fastest. Luca ahead of Sally Dennis as well there, by about 3/10 of a second. Felix won in the McLaren, not McLaren, the Mercedes has invalidated. And Nico's teammate Sebi is currently on the lap. He's entering Sector 3 soon as Philly, one of the championship contenders, goes fastest. Capitaine is going to be the next one in the Red Bull to come up to the line, as I think Sam Van Marissing is behind him, and he's about to start his first lap in the Aston Martin, so we'll look at him now.
Yeah, we do have Sebi just coming up to the final corner here. You need to take it almost at a late apex so you can get on the power as early as you can. Coming over to the left, taking the shortest line possible. And it is a 27.8, so into 5th for Sebi.
Yeah, okay, lap there for the Alpine driver. Alpine currently in 8th in the standings. The last points were in Silverstone, with an 8th place finish. So yeah, Alpine currently 5 points behind VCarb. So looking to catch the VCarb drivers. I think they do have Thijman here in the VCarb here today. But VCarb, although their drivers have been in the top 10, they've just been unlucky with getting involved in collisions and DNFing recently. I think they had a double DNF in the Netherlands, both after collisions, and they both retired in the pits. So it'll be interesting to see what happens between those two teams as Sam van der Vissing now comes round the final corner on his first lap. May have brushed the wall there on the exit, but he enables DRS now and up to the line. What's it going to be for Sam Van? It's going to be fastest, just ahead of Philly there by about a tenth.
Yeah, it was a very good lap there from Sam van Marazing. And before that, I was looking at GCL Lucas, and he managed to was about just over 3 tenths slower than his Ferrari teammates. So both the Ferraris are looking strong here.
Yeah, and Ferrari do need to look strong because they are last currently in the Constructors' Championship. Only scored their first point of the season before the winter break in Zandvoort, which was scored by Luca, who was I'm pretty sure he's taken one of the Ferrari seats now. Because I'm pretty sure he was. I don't remember him being in the. He must have not been in the Ferrari and Silverstone, because there's only 9 points for Ferrari, which came in Netherlands. I think Luca was reserving for someone else in Silverstone, and now he's became a Ferrari driver. And P4 and P5 for Ferrari will definitely put them ahead of Haas, who are ninth at the moment, with them only having Tarauba here today.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Nico as he's coming through the final corner, trying to get his first time on the board. As he's coming up to the line now, and he goes fastest at 1:27.0.
Yeah, I mean, that is sort of a surprise, to be fair. I think I remember Alpine being good in qualifying in Qatar, but they've not been up there since then. I guess sort of similar circuits with how much of the track is flat out, or at least sixth gear. But behind Nico, it's then an Aston Martin 2-3, with them having a very good chance to extend their lead in the Constructors today, with there only being one up on McLaren. Then Philly is in fourth, keeping PLX on his toes, and then Fox Blue in the Williams rounds out the top five.
Yeah, and that is Thyman, who's crashed out, I believe. So he won't be starting any higher than 14th, and Felix 1 puts himself in between the two Williams in P6. Going down to Pablo Tarauba, he has a massive slide going into the final corner, has a little brush with the wall on the exit, and he's coming into the pits.
Yeah, definitely not a mistake Tarauba would have wanted to make there, but yeah, Simon retiring. It looked like it might have been a crash because he didn't look like he was in the pits. But I think Fox Blue right now in the Williams is on a lap. Williams currently third in the team championship, and where's Fox Blue in the standings? He is currently 11th. With the best result of second, which was his only podium, but he's set a purple sector 2 now as he goes through that quick left-hander, which is so easy to mess up. I mean, if you're improving, you've got all the pressure of messing up, as it is one of the trickiest corners, especially being so late on. He locks up going into the final corner, but out of it now. He goes and enables DRS. Is it going to be an improvement for Fox Blue as he crosses the line? And it is. He goes second. Very good lap there by him.
Yeah, it was a fantastic lap there from Fox Blue, and just looking up and down, seeing who else is close to finishing their lap. Believe only Philly's going to be the closest one to finishing their lap. So stick on board with him for now as he comes through the sector 2. He is 1.5 tenths up, so that could see him get very close to taking a provisional pole position. He will be only about 400ths behind Nico if it stays as it is. Just needs to hope he gets a good run through this final corner. Looks like he has. Lets it roll through on the power as early as you can, and he's used all of his ERS deployment. And yeah, he's about 600ths of a second down on Nico. Then that could be down to using all the deployment before the line.
Yeah, good lap there by Philly to go ahead of Fox Blue, just behind Nico. Dutch Tricks in the Red Bull, who's one of the only ones to have not set a lap yet, is on a lap. Taraba's on an out lap as well. Lucas in the Ferrari is across the line, and I think he did improve, but he remains in 10th. You've got quite a few drivers on out laps with about 6 minutes left of this session. Who's your favourite with only little time left?
I'm not too sure at the moment. I'd have to say, judging by the last lap I saw and just the pace, so I'm gonna have to say I think Philly may just grab pole here. But just on board with Sam, he had a massive slide on the exit of the final corner, and that lost all the time that he had gained. And yeah, it's still an improvement. Moves himself ahead of his teammate, but a lot of missed potential with that lap, with that slide in the final corner.
Yeah, that's very annoying. For Sam Van as his teammate now starts a lap as he enters turn 1 now. Every braking zone goes over that curb, but not too much of the sausage curb now on the exit. Trying to limit wheel spin, and it looks okay as he now goes into the trickiest section of the track, which are the S's sort of bit, I guess you could call them. As he gets a lot of that inside curb and now coming through the final bit of it. Very close indeed, but he seems fine, taking lots of curb, and he is 400ths of a second up as he goes into this long sweeping left-hander. It's possible to make an overtake there in the race and then up through these slight corners and then into this right-hander, which he gets a bit of oversteer and he taps the wall a bit on the exit as well of the following left-hander. So that would have definitely lost him a bit of time. Coming up to turn 22 now, out of 27, and he is only 100th up now, and he goes a bit wide there, and oh, he's invalidated, and he'll be kicking himself about that one.
Yeah, that just looked like he had a little bit of, well, a loss of downforce, so maybe he had a bit of damage just hitting, well, colliding the wall, because it just looked like his car didn't want to turn in.
Yeah, and now Felix, who was currently in 6th, I'm pretty sure, in purple sector 2, but he's invalidated at turn 22 as well. Anyone on the lap? Quite a few people that have invalidated going to the pits, and Tico loses his rear out of the final corner as well. He's going to cross the line, but I don't think it's going to be an improvement. It is, but he doesn't gain any places. Another poor lap by Tico there. Capitane's invalidated, so is Toralba. So I don't think we're going to get any improvements until the final laps, as I think Felix has actually got some damage.
Yeah, now's the time for people to just get back into the pits and ready themselves for the final lap. But do see Dutch Tricks, the only person on an out lap at the moment. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of lap time he can do, because now all the pressure is on him to set a good lap time. Of course, everyone who set a lap time apart from Capitan and Thyman are in the 27s. So it's a fairly close qualifying, especially in the top 5. Only just over a tenth separating the top 5, so could potentially get even closer with these final laps.
Yeah, it is. It is very close between P5 and the lead, and I think it's going to be a very exciting final few pushes in this qualifying session as Tricks does begin a lap in the Red Bull. Kevin, Sam Van, Nico, and a few others coming out to prepare for their final laps as well. We'll keep an eye on Dutch Tricks as he comes into turn 3 now. Making sure not to get too close to that inside wall. Now through the assist switch, mostly flat out. Still got to be precise with your line. And it looked quite careful through that for Dutch Tricks, but his car did look stuck to the track now as he comes through this long left-hander into Sector 2 with 2 minutes 10 on the time board as a lot of people coming out onto the track now. Most people on outlaps. Dutch Tricks a bit wide there through that right-hander. But now through this DRS zone enables DRS now down towards turn 22, which we've already seen a lot of people make mistakes at, but he does it quite well as he now only has one more braking zone to negotiate, and it will get a time on the board, and it will only be Tavalba who hasn't done a lap. He's currently on an out lap, and a few drivers are starting their laps now, but we'll keep an eye on Dutch Tricks for now as he comes around the final corner, about to go across the DRS line, which he does. Now up to the line for the Red Bull, and it's only 13th. That's very disappointing for Red Bull, and now it's all on Captain to boost them up the timesheets. So yeah, everyone on their
Sorry about that.
no worries.
Myself muted.
It's okay. Yeah, Nico on his final lap, the current pole sitter, he's just going through the final corner now. It's going to be very close between him and Philly. Philly currently down, but Nico is a 10th up across the line. What's it going to be for the Alpine? He takes provisional pole, and it's a great lap there. A 3/10 improvement, a 1:26.772. But is anyone contending with that behind him?
Well, just looking on board with Philly at the moment as he's coming up to the second sector split, is it an improvement? No, it's not for Philly. He's just got to go all out from this point. He has to throw everything at this. And just coming up to the final corner now as the checkered flag is waving, so he has to make it count now. He's got 30%. He's going to be dumping all of that. The deployment is used up. Is it enough? It is an improvement, but not enough to overthrow Nico.
Yeah, really unlucky there for Philly.
Yeah, and PLX is invalidated. So Philly has got an advantage already, starting on the front row with PLX not starting any higher than 5th.
Yeah, but he's going to have to keep an eye on Fox Blue, who is improving. He's in 3rd at the moment. He crosses the line, and Fox Blue does go ahead of Philly, so that puts the two championship contenders a little closer. Salia Dennis did on the lap. Tico's invalidated. Sebi coming around the final corner now in the Alpine. Tavalba in the Haas is behind him, but Sebi boxes. And Tavalba's invalidated, so who's going to be last place? Thyman ahead of him. And I don't know if anyone else is on lap. Here comes Salia Dennis. I think he's the last one across the line. He goes 4th ahead of both Aston Martins, which kind of gets the place back for Philly that he lost with Fox Blue getting ahead of him.
Yeah, and right at the last moment there, Sam actually overtook his teammates, so now PLX is in 6th.
Yeah, that's definitely going to make the race interesting. Yeah, a gap currently between Philly and PLX. I'm trying to do quick math. Oh, it says that on the thing. 21, I think.
Oh, 21.
Yeah, but do you get a point for pole? I can't remember.
I believe you get a point for pole and fastest.
Yeah, alright, so, yeah, but Philly did not get pole, so it will still be 21 points, I think. But yeah, that was a very exciting qualifying session. It's Nico on pole, Fox Blue then in 2nd in the Williams. He's been good in qualifying so far this season. Behind him, it's them Philly, Sally Dennis, Sam Van Mavissing, PLX, and a large group of German drivers there. Kevin Felix, Juan Luca Lucas, Tico Sebi, Captain Dutch Tricks, then Thyman and Tovalba starting at the back in the Haas. Those are the 16 drivers on this grid, but we'll get a lobby restart to put collisions back on for the main event.
Yeah, it's gonna be, if now qualifying is anything to judge by, it's gonna be a very exciting race.
Yeah, for sure. Really don't know who's going to win, but yeah, hoping Philly can gain on PLX a bit just to make the championship goes on longer. But obviously, hopefully PLX did us some good fortune. Looking further down the team standings, you've got Williams in third, and then only 7 points behind them is Sauber, who do have Philly, the one of the championship contenders on their team, which has put Sauber so close to them, and Mercedes and Red Bull are relatively close to them as well. So very good battle there going on for third. But who do you think is the favourite out of those four teams for third?
If Philly can keep up his performances, I think Sauber have got a very good chance.
I think that's probably true. Where's the other Sauber? I'm trying to find him. Values is he's 18th, and he's got 4 points. So yeah, Philly definitely has Sauber on his back, carrying them a bit. So I think Van Ruiz will have to start doing a few some more better performances near the end of the season if they're going to want a chance to get ahead of Williams. But I mean, Philly will be at the top of his game trying to win the Drivers' Championship. So yeah, I do think there is a chance that Sauber will get ahead of Williams. Is there one? Oh no, there's two Williams there today. I forgot about Kevin, but yeah, it's basically 1 against 2 for third at the moment between those two teams.
Yeah, definitely is. 100% agree with you there.
But yeah, the back into the lobby now. So hopefully we can get underway soon. Cause in the top three, I think he really does have to get into P2 to stand a chance of winning this race at the start. As I mean, because of some of the long straights, but also the tight walls and the tricky corners, you do get a couple DRS trains or maybe quite a lot of helping, working together from drivers on that long start-finish straight with one driver overtaking the other. So it'll be interesting to see how that part of the race goes.
Yeah, definitely. But you know what they say, the race isn't won on the first lap. So as long as Philly can get himself into a position where he can win the race, then all the power to him.
Yeah, for sure. Just looking in general at the moment. Right. But yeah, you're right. It's definitely not won on the first lap. And I think strategy is going to matter as well. Maybe a safety car or two is possible as well. I mean, we saw Thoman crash in qualifying, so it's definitely possible for a safety car or two. And the chances of a crash are only increased when all the drivers are going wheel to wheel and they're all sharing the same bit of track. You muted Quinn.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
So, going into this, want to have a prediction from you for a podium.
Ooh, that's a tricky one to be fair, because Alpine have been near the front in quali, and then they've fallen off through the race. I don't know. I feel like Philly, he has to be up there. I'm gonna go Philly second. I'm gonna go. Ooh, I'm gonna go Fox Blue third. Um, but who's gonna win? Um, you know what? I think I'm gonna go for PLX. Some of his performances in the race so far this season have been very good. I mean, in Netherlands, with a few laps left, he made a big mistake. He spun, and I'm pretty sure Philly passed him, but PLX was still able to chase him down and win that race by quite a big gap still. So yeah, I think PLX, Philly, and then Fox Blue in third.
Honestly, I think Philly will win. I think Sam will get second, and PLX third.
Fair enough. I think that is definitely going to be possible. I mean, PLX, he is only six, so he definitely has a chance to still get a podium as we load into the race now. What do you think the optimal strategy is going to be for today? Because I I have not raced on this game in ages.
I think we'll see quite a few people starting on the hards, and all depends on the safety cars, really. Of course, you can go hard medium, which I believe may be the optimal strategy. Some people may try to risk it and go with a hard soft, but like we were saying before, the chances of a safety car here are quite high, so all this strategy talk might be for nothing from us.
Yeah, true. But I think yeah, probably the hards, maybe the mediums to start with. Um, but yeah, I'm just raring to go. It's going to be a very exciting race for sure. With only 4 rounds left, with Japan being after this, and then America. I can't remember which track it is. Then Bahrain is the final round. And yeah, very important round in the championship with Philly starting ahead of PLX by about 3 positions, and he's going to have to make the most of it by just keeping PLX behind him and trying to make a move or two to stay at the front. Maybe a few safety cars spicing up the race as well. It's definitely going to be an exciting one. And you've really got constructors fights up and down the grid. I mean, you got McLaren, Aston Martin fighting for first, then you got Williams, Sauber, Mercedes, and Red Bull all fighting for third. And then V-Carb and Alpine very close for 7th as well. And then Haas and Ferrari join on 9 points at the back. And yeah, hopefully we can get underway here soon.
Yeah, it should be a very good fight for this race, and of course, like you're saying, the implications for a championship fight could be huge here. Could be massively extended if PLX can pull off a victory here. But then again, if something were to happen to PLX, Philly could easily capitalise on it and close that gap right down.
Yeah, for sure. You got to be so careful, but also quick in these sort of situations if you're Philly or PLX, and such a tricky track near the end of the season as well. There's always a chance for something to go wrong right until the very final corner, with those two going at it. And yeah, for this race, I think the Alpine starting at the front as well is going to play an important part. See how he approaches this race, if he's going to try and just get some good points for Alpine, or if he's going to still fight for the win, which will be very hard with the big names behind him, with Fox Blue and Philly starting alongside him and behind him. It will be hard for him to win this race easily for sure, but I think it's possible. And yeah. Oh, my flipping Joy-Cons fell. Oh, and here we go. We've got 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 light, and 5 light here under the lights in Saudi Arabia. And we are underway. Captain gets a drive-through penalty, and I think Sebi does as well, which is really not ideal as his teammate remains in the lead through the first few corners behind him. Fox Blue still in second. Philly then in third. Sam Van Marissing in fourth. Salia Dennis in fifth. PLX remaining in sixth, but it seems like everyone was clean through the first few corners as they now come flying through this very tricky part of the track. Won't be flat out with all the fuel in those cars as they then go on this straight and down onto the left-hander. Relatively single file, but you got to Ralph for Kevin and Felix battling for 7th there. The Mercedes on the outside of the Williams, and you've also got Philly passing Fox Blue, which is very important for the championship there. Philly had to make that move, but Nico already flying away at the front.
Yeah, it was a very good start for Nico's, already about 9 tenths ahead going into turn 4. And yeah, just all of the fighting behind. I believe there's a big moment there from Philly, has rear end step out, but Sam is right on the back and he's got past Fox Blue. So yeah, Sam moving up into the podium positions, but Fox Blue is not giving him many chances, as that is Salia Dennis and the PLX fighting in the background, goes side by side, those two. And that is... yellow flag, that is Pablo.
Yeah, Pablo Taralba in the wall at the moment. He has recovered though. I think he had damage. Captain and Sebi serving their drive-through penalties. But yeah, relatively clean first lap. But although Philly has gained that second position, he now has PLX's teammate Sam Van just behind him. And he will definitely be applying the pressure to the Sauber driver. But yeah, Fox Blue down to 4th. Salia Dennis just behind him in 5th. Oh, we've got another yellow. And it's Captain this time. And he has wing damage. in the S section there with around there for turn 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And he's the second driver in only 2 laps to find the wall, Quinner.
Yeah, and that's actually Sam who's got past Philly. So now, if Sam's going to be a good teammate for PLX, he's going to try and hold him up as much as he can. But Philly has an answer, and that is Sally Dennis getting past Fox Blue as well. And having a little look down the inside of Sam. Yeah, PLX needs to be getting up towards his teammate if he wants a chance of getting on the podium and potentially having a victory here. But that is Sam getting past Philly once again, as PLX had a look on Fox Blue, but he wasn't able to get a move done.
Yeah, he definitely did have a look. I think they made a little bit of contact as Sam begins to chase down Nico, getting that gap down to 1.2 seconds currently. But I mean, PLX isn't in a necessarily bad position. I mean, he's sticking with Fox Blue. He's currently going backwards. So as long as Fox Blue doesn't start falling out of DRS territory of Salia Dennis, then he doesn't really have to make a move immediately. Behind him, the rest of the points are Deval for Kevin in 7th. Then it is Felix and Lucas getting Ferrari's second points finish this season as it stands. Tico then in 10th for Mercedes, and as it stands, he will get 1 point for them.
Yeah, and look at Sam go. He's closing that gap down rapidly to Nico's Philly. Looking round the outside. He's getting squeezed a little bit by Sam. Of course, he does have the favourable inside line, but a good exit here from Philly could propel him up into P2 as he's right on the gearbox of Sam. Sam is doing everything to try and close it, but it's nearly 3 wide as Sally Dennis takes the opportunity and gets past Philly.
Yeah, wow, that was a surprise move there by Salia Dennis, as PLX has now got past Fox Blue and is not looking good for the Williams driver at the moment. As I said, he is good in qualifying, but as he's showing at the moment, he just does not have it in these parts of the race. And yeah, they're now within DRS of Nico, but Salia Dennis, on his day, he is flying, and he's proven that once again, up to 3rd. And yeah, he's right behind Sam Van, and we'll have to see how his pace is for the rest of the race.
Yeah, and with those 2 moves, with Dennis getting past Philly and PLX getting past Fox Blue, the 2 title challengers are now right next to each other on track, as that is Dennis going for an audacious move on Sam, and he gets up into P2 now.
Yeah, I mean, oh my days, Salia Dennis is on a mission at the moment, as Williams do a cheeky swap there. Kevin going ahead of Fox Blue, but yeah, now Philly just ahead of PLX and just behind his teammate on this straight. Nico is definitely going to be feeling the pressure of Salia Dennis on this straight. Pretty sure he's a non at the moment, but on going into turn 1, it is currently staying single file. We'll look at the tyres so far in terms of strategy, and most people are on the mediums. We've got Fox Blue on the hards, which may be one of the reasons he is falling down right now. And then you got Luca in 12th, Taralba and then Capitaine also on the hards, with them pitting early on for wing damage.
Yes, that could be an explanation for why Fox Blue has been dropping down so rapidly. He's just had a bit more time to warm up the tyres. Well, he needs more time to warm up the hard tyres. But once he gets them in a working temperature, he should be in good stead to potentially get some moves done. But that is Dennis getting extremely close to the back of Nico. And I believe just the top 4 top 5 even are separated by just 1 second. So getting
Oh,
very close, extremely close to the front. As that is Saliadenis who gets the move done and up into P1, but it could
oh,
be in vain here as Nico is still following him quite closely, and Nico goes towards the outside, gets the move done, and regains the lead here. But this is
oh my.
Philly trying to get himself past Sam with a massive dive, but that dive has cost him a position, and now PLX is up into the podium.
Oh my days, I could barely. Oh, that was very, very close on that straight. And PLX has jumped ahead of his championship contender, which is what he needed. And I was looking down the grid as that was going on, and there were some moments going up and down the field. I mean, where we are right now with Nico, I was watching Lucas and Thyman go side by side, and Thyman and Lucas nearly ended up in the wall. They almost just went into each other, and I think I saw Felix in the Mercedes almost spinning at the final corner as well. So this race is really heating up right now here on lap 6, and Nico maintains this race lead. Salia Dennis then in second, then PLX the championship leader in third, Sam Van Marissing in fourth, his teammate, and then Philly right behind him, and he's going to be determined to make a move on him, just as determined as Salia Dennis is to get past Nico. But as I say that, Salia Dennis is almost getting overtaken by Doral for Kevin in the Williams on the exit of the final corner.
Yeah, and he actually does. Alpha Kevin gets ahead of Philly, and now is down in P6. What could have been a potential podium is now dropping outside the top 5. Goes for a dive, contact, and now it's Philly getting a penalty.
Oh, this is going all wrong for for Philly at the moment. Um, he just didn't need to do that. I wasn't really sure what happened out of the first quarter, but I saw he was on the inside. He got that penalty, and he's going to have to carry that for the rest of the race. And I mean, no matter what happens in this race, that penalty is going to affect him. I think I saw someone asking what's happened to the Red Bulls with Capitaine getting wing damage early on. I think lap 2 he spun at turn 4, and then Dutch Tricks has just not had the pace today. But looking back at the front, and Salia Dennis is leading, the pole sitter Nico right behind him, but PLX is looking to get involved here as now Philly gets overtaken by Fox Blue. And what is going on for Philly in the moment? And Felix is all over him. I think Philly has damage there on his left end plate. If you look,
He does.
yeah. Oh, I don't know when he picked that up, but oh my days, look how close it is at the front at the moment on this straight. PLX, Salia Dennis, and Nico all so close.
Yeah, and that is Salia Dennis getting pushed into the wall by Nico, which opens the door for PLX. He has a little bit of a slide going through turn 1, but PLX, with an immaculate double overtake, now finds himself in the lead.
Wow. I mean, at least one part of my prediction is currently going correct. I believed in PLX, and he's already in the leaders. We've got a yellow, and Luca is out, and that's a virtual safety car. Trying to see where he's crashed. I think it was, turn 4. Is his car still there? Yes, it is. I think he must have, looking from where his car was, he must have nicked the inside wall at turn 3 there.
Yeah, it's unfortunate there for Luca. The Ferraris were having a solid race there, but we do still have a Ferrari in the points, so hopefully Lucas can keep it there. And that is Pablo Taralba retiring in the pit lane as well. I believe Capitaine is staying out. So now we've had this virtual safety car, do you see anyone pitting from this point?
Depends how long it lasts. I mean, from where it started, if I was one of these drivers, I'd be worried about it coming in just as a box,
Yeah.
which is possible. But we'll have to see. But PLX we just have to admire the brilliance as he fakes going into the pits there, of already into the lead, and it only
Oh,
took
yeah,
him around
Philly's
8
in.
laps.
Oh,
Oh
Philly
no!
comes in
Oh,
just as it ends.
I think he had to do that, to be fair. With his wing damage, he had to take the risk, but awful time in there for Philly. Lucas was caught out there as well, in the Ferrari. But I mean, I'm looking at the gap in the standings between Philly and PLX, and with a situation like this, the when maybe if it stays like this and it ends like this, will PLX be able to wrap the title up by the next round?
Could definitely be a possibility with the win and the potential fastest lap if he does go for it. But Nico, smelling blood, he gets past his esports teammate. And
Yeah,
yeah, PLX finds himself in second place, but he gets an amazing run there. Oh, Nico, he wants to stay behind for the DRS. And is he going to play the games? Is he going to play DRS games? No, he's not. But Salia Dennis gets past him as well. We could easily see either of these two get back into the lead.
yeah, this is so close as Sam Van Marissen goes into the pits there. He's one of the first front runners to box. But here comes Nico on PLX. And into turn one, he takes the lead as Salia Dennis is right behind him as well. But it's so close between these front three. I mean, as soon as I was saying about PLX doing so well in the standings, he got all out of shape. And Nico almost got past him immediately. So he's got to be careful. But this is great racing between the top three at the moment.
Yeah, looking at where everyone has come out after pitting, Philly finds himself behind Sam and Lucas after the pit stops. So I don't know if it was an issue on Philly's side where obviously he had to change his front wings, so maybe that forced him behind Lucas. But yeah, being I believe it is about sitting at 5.5 seconds behind Sam is Philly, so it's going to take a lot for Philly to even get into a good point scoring position, and he has to pull out a 3 second gap.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very hard for Philly as Nico is very out of shape there, out of the final corner. And, we're going to get in a race in the pits, it seems, with Nico, PLX, and Salia Dennis, Devel for Kevin, and Felix all boxing. The only one who is out there now is Fox Blue because he couldn't double stack with his teammate.
Yeah, and he's on the hards already, so it would be way too early for him to pit, and everyone else is going on to the hards. So, judging by this, maybe lap 15, 16, we could see Fox Blue pitting onto the mediums.
Oh my
So
god.
just saw Philly setting the fastest lap here, but PLX.
Oh!
Oh,
Sorry to interrupt you, but Salia Dennis and Sam Van make contact there. And Sam Van just, as everyone came out on the pits, he was side by side with his teammate. He had to back out. Then he was side by side with Salia Dennis, and they made contact into turn four, which has been a location for all sorts of drama so far in this race. And that adds another one to the tally with Salia Dennis. He was looking so good so far, but now he is down to ninth as it stands, and currently out of that fight for the lead.
it's been very, very entertaining so far as PLX has passed Nico now. But Nico's still right on the back. He's going to have DRS. And he's going to get back past PLX. And PLX needs to have a good run here. Through the final corner. Takes the late apex on the power. Just a little bit of a better exit from Nico there. 3 taps is the gap. Will we see another change for the lead here? He's getting closer and closer and closer. Looks to the inside, doesn't think it's worth it. Another fastest lap set by Philly is nearly
Oh!
within striking range, and that
Oh!
is Sebi. No?
Tico has lost his wing now, and I think that's turn 4 again, and Dodge tricks past him and spun immediately, and that's a safety car. And
Yeah,
that,
full yellow safety car. And Fox Blue, it's amazing for Fox Blue because now he can pit under the safety car onto the mediums
wow.
and get to the end there.
Yeah, I mean, no, is there some sort of slip and slide going on at turn 4? What is going on? I mean, literally go on board with Tico in the wall, and then Dutch Trick spins at the exact same spot. Bizarre. And that is definitely going to benefit Fox Blue amazingly. I mean, where's he going to come out? He won't come out in the lead, will he?
He may well do because Tico and Dutch Tricks, I believe, still have to pit. I
Yeah, and
believe.
PLX and
Yeah,
Nico were
the top
battling so
three.
much.
The top three need to pit, so they're obvious. Well, they should be pitting on for hard tyres, and Fox Blue is going to be going on to the mediums. So Fox Blue will more than likely come out back on track in the lead. As
I
the
think
next
he
closest
is.
person is Nico, who's just crossing the line now. So Fox Blue will inherit the race lead on a faster tyre.
Oh, wow. That is. I mean, if you're someone like Nico, you will not be happy that Fox Blue has just ended up right in front of you. I mean, we said that strategy might play a part, and it has, with Fox Blue on the hards, now on the better tyre from that pit stop. We'll look at the tyres now, and yeah, he's on these new mediums. Everyone else behind him on the hards, and I mean, this has benefited Lucas as well. To be fair, he's up into sixth. Um, and maybe Philly, despite that penalty, has an outside chance of some okay points. This gets Dutch Tricks back in this race, as well as who was outside the points before he was in the points because of the strategies going on around him. Um, yeah, wow, what a twist in this race.
Yeah, it's just safety car has just completely turned this race on its head. What looked like it was going to be an excellent on-track battle between Nico and PLX is now turning into a three-way fight with Fox Blue now on a faster tyre.
Yeah, I mean, Fox Blue will think it's still the 25th of December, December, with luck like that. I mean, a gift to Fox Blue. I think safety car still out as Capitaine is still catching up with the rest of the pack. Yeah, 14 drivers left. Oh, we got some drivers in the pits as well. Does tricks.
Yeah, they're gonna be going on to the mediums. I think they're gonna be going back onto the mediums.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, they are.
because they were already near the back, so they probably did see any point of staying out on worse tyres. But yeah, how much do you think the safety car will affect the result of this race and you and I's prediction?
I think my prediction is completely out the window. Um, to be
Hmm.
fair, I think both of our predictions are because of Philly's 3 second time penalty.
Yeah, who did you have to win again?
Philly.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think the one that might work for me is still PLX. It depends how fast Fox Blue is. But I mean, I think I had Fox Blue third and PLX win. So I mean, I think I will have two of the correct drivers in the top three, but just in the wrong order.
Yeah, and I think the longer this safety car stays out, it's only going to help Fox Blue. Because obviously, being a faster compound, it's going to degrade faster and just wear out faster. So the longer the safety car is out, it's actually going to help the longevity of his tyres more.
Yeah, true. And Capitano's caught up now. So I'm guessing the safety car will be in this lap with about 12 laps left. Maybe 11.
Yeah,
His
it's going to
lights are
be
still
11.
on, and he is into the pits now. And yeah, it is going to be 11 as Fox Blue is preparing himself for this restart. And I mean, although he's on the better tyres, we won't know if it's going to be easy for Fox Blue or if he's still going to be under pressure
Oh, just
from.
seen an M plate. Sorry
Oh,
to cut you off, but I saw an M plate off. I'm not sure who it's
what colour?
from. Look
uh,
like it may be Thyman. I
Look
thought
at
it looked
Philly. He
like it
keeps
could
going
be.
into the back of Lucas.
It could be from Thyman's car, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't have a good view.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. As
Oh,
Fox
Thyman
Blue.
just.
Oh, what is going on? But we're underway now.
Yes, Thyman. Thyman's in the pits.
Yeah, and Philly's got a penalty now for a big collision, and there's more end plates going into turn one there. I think Thyman's had enough with that contact. He's retired. But looking at the fighting going on, I saw a big amount of wing come off. I don't know who it was yet. But yeah, Fox Blue leads this restart with 11 laps left. And a lot of confusion at start, and Devalva Kevin is off the track and he comes back on, and
Oh,
there's a big crash there. Oh, and Devalva Kevin's out, multiple cars involved, and that's another safety car.
I think that was caused by Philly.
Yeah, what is going
Yeah,
on?
Philly's got some more wing damage as well.
I'm almost speechless with what I've just seen. I mean, Devalva Kevin came back onto the track. It wasn't the best rejoin, but I'd have to watch it back just to even comprehend what I've just seen. But
Yes.
this is just benefiting Fox Blue even more, isn't it?
Oh yeah. I think everyone else. I think all the rest of the hard runners are probably gonna pit. I think
Yeah,
Philly is definitely gonna pit because he's got wing damage.
we'll have to see.
Um, I
Ooh,
don't. I don't see. Stallion Dennis doesn't have any wing damage. Don't think Sebi has. I'm just waiting to get a good angle. No, Sevi doesn't. Tico doesn't. Sam doesn't. Yeah, I think it was just Philly. I think it was just Philly that had wing damage there. Dutch Tricks has gone on to the softs.
yeah, and
Philly, oh, Philly.
he's going
He
to be
had to
last
serve
because
his
of that
10
pen.
seconds. He had to serve his 10 seconds and then the wing change.
Yeah, that must have been painful. And Dodge Tricks has also come ahead of him. Gambling on the softs. Do you think that's a bit of a gamble by Dutch Tricks?
What a, like I was saying for Fox Blue early in the earlier safety car, the softer your compound is, you want the safety car to be out as long as you can. You want it to be out for as long as possible to help your tyres.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. But yeah, I think if it's out for quite a few more laps, then it'll definitely help Dutch Tricks. But its tyres might be in quite a bad condition at the end. I don't know. I think the safety car is going to be quite brief because they're not too far behind the safety car. But Yeah, so just looking down the grid now, so it's currently Fox Blue in the lead on those new mediums. Barely done a lap on them in actual racing. Nico then in second, PLX behind him. Then Lucas in the Ferrari, who is on a very good race right now. Salia Dennis back in fifth after his collision with Sam Van. Then Sebi in sixth, Tico in seventh, Sam Van in eighth, Capitaine then in ninth, looking to get points for Red Bull. Felix in 10th, Dustrix in 11th, Philly in 12th, and quite a few pens as well with Tico, Sam Van, Capitaine, Dustrix, and Philly all having pens right now.
Yeah, and we all know the saying, safety cars breed safety cars. And that's definitely on full, well, definitely is true here. And yeah,
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Nico, PLX and Lucas and Sebi haven't pit for the mediums. Of course, the current medium runners, their tyres are gonna, well, they should be fine towards the end of the race. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised that none of the hard runners have pit on for the mediums. Of course, they don't want to lose track position, but we've seen from the likes of Nico and PLX, they definitely would have the pace to work their way through the field.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just gonna go toilet real quick. Hopefully, I'm back before the restart.
So, safety car in this lap.
I'm back.
Made it back just in time.
Yeah, and we're gonna get underway here soon. Fox Blue's doing his his usual very slow restart. And is he away? Let me look. I was just putting something in general, and he is underway now. Here on what is now lap 18 as all the drivers cross the line. Nico right behind Fox Blue. Fox Blue with the better tyres into turn one they go. And I think there was a Red Bull steaming through there in the mid-pack. But there was a lot of battling going on currently. I think it was Capitaine, and he is ghosting now inside of Felix for that P9 position. And it's all very close through the S section. But Fox Blue remains in the lead, and the gap remains the same as it was in the first restart, about 6/10 from Fox Blue to Nico, then PLX in third, Sally Dennis in fourth, and Lucas on those 9-lap-old hards. He's going to be under a lot of pressure, but he rounds out the top 5 for now. And yeah, 8 laps of very exciting and nervous racing to go, Quineth.
Yeah, it's very close. Gonna be very exciting racing as Lucas is dropping back even further behind Tico now, and gap is slowly closing between Nico and Fox Blue. Is looking a bit further down. We have Sam getting right on the back of Sebi, practically pushing him towards his final corner. He looks for the outside line, gets alongside. Contacts between the two, still contact. Looking very close to the wall there, as you can see Philly actually goes through. Well, I think Dutch Tricks was ghosted and Philly made the overtake, so Philly back into the top 10, and that is Sam and Sebi still fighting. A
Oh
little bit
my.
more contact between the two. Side by side action here. Absolutely brilliant to see, and Sam gets a move done up into P7.
Wow, that was very close between them, and now they've got a bit of a gap in front as Dodge Tricks goes wide. Philly getting past him again. And yeah, Fox Blue currently remaining in the lead. Currently an okay gap as Felix and Sebi are still battling there for 8th and 9th. And Felix is ahead of Sebi now as Sam Van begins to go and hunt down Lucas, who looks a bit like a sitting duck at the moment on those old hards. And it will definitely be hard for him to remain in the points for the rest of this race.
Yeah, I was just looking at Philly at the moment, and he is right on the back of Sebi. Sebi is not enjoying those hards one bit. As Philly is looking for the outside line into the final corner, more contact with Sebi, and looks like Philly's just got a better run, a little bit more wheel banging. But it looks like they do both get the DRS, of course, and side by side as Sebi gets the position back, and now it's Dutch Tricks looking for an opportunity, but it just isn't there. So Philly's just stuck behind all of these. So now
Dutch
it's
Tricks
Dutch
is
Tricks.
out, he's crashed. Sorry to interrupt you, but he hit the wall on the inside of turn 3, and he is our 5th retirement. And there's only one Red Bull now, but no safety car.
Yeah, I think we've used up our allocations of safety cars and virtual safety cars, so I don't believe there will be another one for the remainder of this race. But looking towards the front, we see Sally Dennis getting right on the back of PLX. He is getting very close to potential podium here.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a
And
great recovery, hasn't it?
yeah, great recovery from Sally Dennis. But there's Tico now getting a better run than Sally Dennis. He's looking to go around the outside. He's still looking. Will he get a move done? No, he won't. But even Sam gets a move done on Lucas. Lucas on those 11 lap old hard tyres. And once again, it is Sebi and Philly fighting away. And I believe yeah, either of them got DRS there. And there's Tico and Sally and Dennis going side by side through turn 1 and 2, still side by side of the two of them. But I believe Tico's just got ahead, and that is another penalty for Philly.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to end up. He's not going to finish in the points like this. I mean, this is just how helping PLX, even if he's not winning this race. I mean, it is really helping his championship fight. But I mean, we've got about 5 laps left, and Fox Blue. I mean, he is in the lead, but Nico is definitely keeping right behind him on those hards. Every lap, those hards are going to be slowly becoming better than the mediums as they were on this very quick track. As a Capitane now gets a penalty, it looks like Red Bull are going to go away with no points. And he's crashed, actually. He's lost his wing in Sector 2. And yeah, I mean, that basically, as I was saying, definitely no points for Red Bull now.
Yeah, and that is Sally, Dennis, and Tico still fighting away with Sam getting involved now. And just looking, they're still side by side, but Tico just about edges ahead as that is Felix One getting the fastest lap here. And a lot of contact here. Look like, yeah, Sam is missing his front left end plate now. So all that contact going into turn 1 and 2 has left Sam really in a vulnerable position as he's still fighting away with Tico side by side. Contact between the two. And I believe it's very, yeah, Tico's really struggling. He's sliding all over the place and losing positions left, right, and centre here.
Yeah, Sam Van is getting his elbows out in these final few laps, and that was great racing. Unfortunate that Tico lost a few positions there, and Lucas is still looking good for points at the moment, and he has been Ferrari's saving grace so far this season. Um, and well, let me just check if I'm not getting Lucas and Luca mixed up.
Oh, Tico.
Oh, I think I. Oh, Tico. Oh, and he
He's
isn't.
retired on track.
Yeah, and I was just buried in the standings there, and we've got another retirement. And look at this, 3 wide, almost 4 wide for the lead here on lap 23. Who's going to lead into turn 1? Oh, and it's Nico.
And
And
he's retired in the pits.
yeah, all my days, there were so many retirements and action on track. I can't keep up. And Nico takes the lead of the race now. PLX in second, Sally Dennis in third, Fox Blue all the way down into fourth. The hard runners have taken over in these last few laps. We've only got now Sebi's retired as well. I think he might have crashed in sector 1 at turn 3 or 4. And we're going to have 8 drivers left. I mean, Capitane, he's going in the pits. And surely he's just going to get this P8.
Yeah, he's gonna try and go for the fastest lap, I believe.
And he's lost his wing as well. I didn't even realise.
Yeah, lost his wing. He's gonna potentially go for the fastest lap here, but yeah, up the front, Nico's really starting to pull away from PLX now. But the gap is actually starting to close a bit.
Yeah,
it's gonna be very close.
it's going to be very close with just over 2 laps left. The 2 OVR esports drivers right now looking like the favourites. PLX starting 6th. Now has the chance to win this race with the guy who started on pole, and Sally, Dennis and Fox Blue still battling that for third. It's all very close into turn 1. They're remaining in their positions, but a lot of contact. Sally Dennis ghosts and Fox Blue's almost ahead of him, but Sally Dennis remains in third. Nico in the lead currently, but PLX on the same tires. He has a chance of winning still. I'll just look at ERS quickly. He does have more ERS than PLX. He has about 30 more ERS. So that will give him a very good chance in these last 2 laps. Then behind him, it's then Sally Dennis and Fox Blue, Sam Van Marissing, and then Lucas, who's getting past Felix despite the tyre difference, and then Capitane a minute behind in 8th. And I mean, the drivers who have survived, I mean, it's like what am I trying to say? I mean, yeah, just not many surviving. I mean, how many retirements has that? We've got about 8 retirements, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's been a crazy race, and it's going to go right down to the wire for the 7 of the 8 positions that are left to change here on lap 24.
Yeah, and it's getting very close to the front. PLX looking for a move. There's a little bit of contact there as Sally Dennis finds himself in P2, and that is
Capitane's
Capitan out.
crashed. Oh my days. Now we've got 7 left. Here we are on the final lap. Sally Dennis suddenly has a chance of winning this race, but he has PLX on his outside. What a move by PLX if he can pull it off. They're making contact though, and then they're in the wall and they make contact, and Fox Blue is involved as well. 3 of the drivers there, 5 for the podium, and now Lucas is into third. He's got Felix right behind him. Oh my days, Lucas couldn't believe his luck there on his 16-lap-old R's. He was just looking to get points, and he's now in third, and Nico has definitely got this race wrapped up. I mean, unbelievable scenes. I mean, what is going on here today in Saudi Arabia, Quinner?
Yeah, just no idea what's going on, but just looking at Sam, he's actually got damage to his front wing, so doesn't look like Lucas is gaining all too much, but it could potentially be a P2 here, but he's got half a lap left to pull in a second and then overtake.
Yeah, I mean, Samvan is the one with 3 seconds, and Lucas is
Oh, he
within that
will get
window, isn't
second.
he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he will
it
get a
could be a
P2 here.
P2, but all eyes to Nico, the man who started on pole, round the final corner. It looked like he was going to fight to the final corner, but the crazy circumstances of this race have said otherwise, and he comes across the line to win the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix here in F4 of PSGL. Lucas gets an amazing second place. He'll be chuffed with that. Felix in third, Sam Van in fourth. PLX only 1 place ahead of where he started. And wow, what a race. We said it could be a chaotic race, and I think it was more than chaotic.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just going on to the final lap, they're all just going to be giving, they're just giving it everything, and fortunately, it had to end the way it did for Fox Blue, for PLX as well as, and Sally Dennis. So yeah, it was unfortunate for those three, but it was still just an action-packed race.
Yeah, I mean, that was such an exciting race. Fox Blue, I mean, top of the world at one bit, and now he ends it in a wall. Was just asking people if they wanted an interview, and I think where is hang on, Felix one has said he doesn't mind an interview. He finished third, didn't he? So maybe we can talk to him. I'm trying to kind of. Well, I don't want to click start party because that will kick me, won't it? How do you do it? Oh, oopsies. Let me invite Gwyneth real quick. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I was just seeing if. Just seeing if we can get a word from Felix, who finished P3, and here he is. Hello, Felix.
Hello.
I mean, I don't even know where to begin. What a race! How do you feel about that P3?
Uh, I'm very, very happy. Like, as I was going to the final lap, I thought, well, shit, the wing damage I got, but like 2 or so laps before the end, there was a big pile up at turn one, and I got like caught up in it, picked up some damage, and that dropped my pace a lot. Um, so I thought, well, now I'm sitting last on track with all the DNS behind me as well. Um, Bit of a shame that I lost a good result like that. And 2 corners later, half the field ahead of me just, yeah, removes themselves from the race. Um, yeah, interesting final few laps, I would say.
Um, yeah, for sure. I mean, going into the final 3 rounds of the championship, you find yourself in third now, I'm pretty sure, after that result. Are you going to be able to build on this podium finish?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm gonna have to miss Vegas as well since I'm at work that day, and I am very, very, very slow at Bahrain. So if I win Japan, I might I might think about it, but that's a big if. So for now, I'm just gonna keep trying to enjoy the races and not think too much about the championship.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, yeah, I mean, wow, yeah, what a crazy race, and I'm sure you're chuffed with that P3. Do you have any questions for Felix Quineth?
Um,
Sorry for putting
well,
you on the spot there.
well, obviously coming into this race, did you feel like a podium would have been possible?
For once, I actually did. Usually, I go into the race thinking I'm miles off the pace, and it was actually looking like that as well today. But then I did in a few like practice lobbies, and I went from being in the 28 to my PB being at 27.1. So I gained a lot of confidence just before the race, and yeah, just in time. So yeah, I actually thought I could do better than I did in qualifying. And in the race, obviously, I mean, I think with how that race went, anyone could have won that. So yeah, congrats to Nico. Great pace. I mean, the quality time was insane, and then bringing it home in the race at the end. Have to give credit.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for that word, Felix. First person to actually want an interview so far this season. So thanks for that.
I had a very, very funny race, so I figured I'll gladly talk a bit about it. Thank you for having me.
No worries, mate. Good luck in the last few races.
Right, yeah. Hopefully we'll see each other again on the podium interview. Goodbye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Right.
But yeah, Gwyneth, I think that's the end of this evening here in F4 Saudi Arabia. And what a race it was.
Yeah, from start to finish, it was just all-out action, and yeah, I'm happy that this was my first race back commentating.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's definitely one to remember, with it being our first time together in the commentary box, and hopefully not the last. But thank you, everyone, for watching this monumental race in Saudi Arabia, and we'll be back next week for Suzuka, and hopefully we see some more very good battles there, and hopefully PLX and Philly continue fighting for that PSF4 glory. See you next week. Goodbye.
Yeah.